in the air.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, you're very welcome to Joe Eilish and Sherin podcast, episode 32, and we have the amazing Eilish.
Hello.
Eilish Brown.
No, well, it's not really.
What
well,
is it then?
is. Well, it's Winnie Brown is my character name, and Eilish O'Carroll is the woman behind the character.
Okay, so you have two. You've your person.
Yep. And I've got my character.
Right, so Eilish is who you are when you're sitting here talking to us, and
Absolutely.
you're Winnie on the theatre, on the stage.
But Winnie might come in
because
occasionally.
Sherin, as what you know, Sherin well.
Yes, I do.
Because I know I'm the same. We try to deny all knowledge of her.
Yes,
I'd be
I
like,
do.
yeah, sort of.
Don't be mean now.
No, we're not being mean. We're taking the piss. But what happens is she'll message me and she'll go, I was talking to Eilish and she can't come on Wednesday, but Winnie can come on Thursday. And I was like, yeah, so
really
she did do that.
That
She
did
said,
happen.
she was, and I said, is this not the same person?
Oh, yeah, listen. Okay,
Was she-
will you do a podcast? I said, I will.
Well, she has a moment with me as well.
So I said, yes, I definitely will. So we made it for a Thursday night.
Yeah.
And she didn't specify which shagging Thursday night.
She's
So
good
I'm
at that.
assuming that the way we're chatting, right, that it's the following week,
Yeah.
Thursday,
Yeah.
right? So, you know, and I that was my assumption, and even the texts look like that, you know. I really can't wait to see you on Thursday.
Yeah,
Right?
yeah.
And I'm going, oh, God, that's great, fantastic. Right, so she says, I'll come and pick you up. I said, Jesus, you'd be mad too, because I said, you have to come all across town on the motorway. M50 will be
I'm going to drop her
jammers.
home today.
Picking me up.
But I'm going to. I don't
The
want her to get
M50
Lewis.
will be jammers.
No, it
So I
doesn't
said,
matter.
there's
She
no
loves that.
point. I said, I'm going to get the Luas, because I live, 10-15 minute walk to Connolly Station.
that's happy days.
Pick up the Luas straight out
Lovely.
here, right? So she said, okay. She said, now I'll pick you up from Tala. And I said, she said, but actually we're closer if you come to City West. I'm closer to the studio.
Right.
And I said, well, that's fine.
Perfect.
Doesn't bother me.
Yeah.
Right? So I didn't know there were two stops for City West. The City West campus
That's right.
and City West shopping
yeah,
centre.
that's confusing.
Right? Very confusing if
Yeah.
you never lived in the
Well,
area.
even for people who live here, I
Okay.
got off there a few
So
times.
anyway, I get myself all organised. Winter's night, it is
Yeah.
Baltic, right? It is Baltic,
Yeah.
but I'm going, it's okay. And of course, you know what the Luas is like every time the door opens,
yeah,
right?
yeah, it's freezing.
Jesus Christ, my arse was stuck. It was full
was
of
it?
icicles.
Totally.
Anyway, so I get off at City Campus
Yeah.
and no sign of her. And I thought, that's okay.
Sherin.
Oh, it's
That's
killing me till this day. It's killing me.
That's okay. I mean, she's got a long way to come and blah, 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 blah,
was
blah.
away.
So I started. So I left 15 minutes ago, right? And now I can barely hold my phone. I'm that cold, right?
Oh my God, Sherin, you horrible bastard. Sorry for swearing,
I
but
rang
she's...
her, right? No reply. So I said, oh, she's in the traffic. She can't answer her phone. Well, so I give it another 15 minutes, right? So I ring her, and it goes to an answer machine. And I said, listen, sweetheart, I'm standing here now at City West campus, and I can't see you. I don't know where you are. So would you ever phone me, right? Because I'm about to jump back on a Luas and go back home, right? So, and then I put the phone down, and then I phoned the number I have, and I don't know who
You know
it was.
the two phones.
So I phoned, and did you answer, or somebody, you answered? Yeah.
Our
And I
phone was
said-
here.
No.
I said, is
No,
Sherin?
she rang in.
I said, I'm waiting for Sherin. She hasn't turned up. So he goes, and I said, we're coming over to the studio. He said, tonight?
Oh,
and
you
I
knew
said,
quite well she wasn't booked
and
in.
I said, yeah. And he said, I don't think she was
little
booked in,
Eilish.
love. And I went, the penny is now dropping. Right?
Yeah, it's Sherin.
So I thought she's not answering because she's fucked up. And she's afraid. she's afraid to tell me, right? She's afraid to answer the phone and say, listen, I'm really, really, really sorry. So eventually, anyway, I don't know who got in touch with her, but she rang me.
Where were you?
No, I seen the messages. I was like, Eilish. What the fuck?
Like 20 Eilish missed call,
my
Eilish missed call,
God,
missed call.
Sherin.
So I laughed. Yeah, I did. So
When was this?
This is before Christmas, is it?
No way.
Oh,
no.
just after?
It was one of
It
the
was just
first ones you
after
were getting
Christmas.
on.
I
You only
think it
started
was
in with us,
January. It was either
No, it's
You
January.
only started in with us then.
When I said Eilish, it was funny.
Yeah.
It was either January or
No, but
February.
you told me that she didn't. You told me that she couldn't make it.
Yeah, but-
I didn't know this full
Because
story.
that's when I came back to her then. She couldn't make it
Yeah, but-
until now because she was,
But you-
listen, Linda.
No, hang on
don't
a
start."
second. We're not arguing now, but it's funny that you never actually went, do you know what, did I tell you something funny?
Yeah.
Or
But it's
something
not
bad?
funny.
No, but even if you had said, did I tell you something?
Yeah, it's really funny.
Funny but bad.
Yeah.
Eilish fucking made her way up here
Yeah.
and I was in fucking
Yeah.
Toronto, whatever you call it.
And it was the next week that I was going to have
Oh
her.
my
No,
God.
I didn't mean this Thursday.
And then next Thursday.
I meant next. So I said, okay. So when we
She's
were
very
making
kind
arrangements,
with me. She's
when we
so
were making
sweet.
arrangements,
Yeah.
This time.
I'd say to her, no, can't make that. And so when we did agree on a time and a place and a day, and I said, yeah, you are talking about this week, yeah?
Yeah,
she
we need
texted
to.
me yesterday. I swear I'll have to let you hear it in a while.
You need
You
to
are
put a
talking
date
about this
in.
week, yeah.
You say the date, the date,
Oh, yeah,
and
yeah.
then the time. I have that with loads of people. I do that myself now because I'm brutal as well at that.
Yeah.
I haven't done something as horrifically bad as what that is.
To
That was
leave me in the
horrific.
cold.
Yeah.
Oh, no,
And then I
Eilish,
have to
stop
get
it.
on the Luas and go all the way back home.
Eilish, stop
At
that.
least the ones that I let down were big brutes. You know what I mean? Big ugly brutes that I've only
she
let
did-
down that
she
deserve
did
their
feel bad.
euro.
She
No,
did.
to make it worse, I was away.
Where were you?
So God knows, somewhere in
God knows.
somewhere in Ireland.
Do you
were.
know?
You were away.
Somewhere in Ireland.
Yeah, you were away
Yeah, I
somewhere.
was. I
I
was
don't know
like,
where
Irish,
you
I
were.
don't even know what
You
to
said
do,
I'm
so
in
I
the
can't-
country or
Right.
something.
You were
You could have
staying
been
in
Kerry or
Galway.
something, or Connemara
Galway,
maybe.
could have been
Yeah, God
Galway.
knows.
She has this now, boyfriend. She'd be jet setting
Yeah,
all over the country. Out there
absolutely.
and bleeding
Right,
sky,
so I thought,
skydiving
okay.
and snowblading
But-
and all.
And I said, have a lovely time.
Yeah.
I'm
my
going.
Did
God.
you wish her a lovely
I
time?
wished her,
Yeah,
I
did.
said,
She's
listen,
beautiful.
I don't
Nice.
want you to fret
No, you should
or
have.
be upset.
If we're being real, I was like, no, Eilish, I can't. You know me. Oh no, Eilish, I'm so sorry. I can't cope. Oh my God, how did you?
Oh, yeah.
I'd nearly leave Galway just
Yeah,
to come
you
and find her.
should have. I would have.
I would have, but I couldn't get over it. And even the thing was like, you didn't do that to
you
Eilish,
didn't
did
do
you?
that.
I was like, oh my
Anyway,
God, what am I gonna do?
that's
That's well, but you're here now.
so I got her measured, and
Yeah.
you know, in a good way.
Yeah.
And, you
So
know,
where
the
did
thing
she
is,
pick you
she's
up
so
today?
busy, has so much in her head
Empty head. I would say.
that she tries to fill
That's a
it,
joke.
right?
No,
But
it is. I
she's
know
so
she
much,
is. Yeah,
she's
she's
so
loads
much in her
going on.
head,
Yeah.
bless her,
Yeah.
that it is easy to get
No,
confused
100%.
and not. You know.
She like if you knew me,
Yeah.
you'd probably say the same. But she makes me look like normal,
Yeah,
which is great,
yeah.
isn't it?
And it's a lovely feeling,
Look,
isn't
listen,
it?
I'm
Yeah.
on time.
Absolutely.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Listen, I've
'Cause
worked.
you're always late.
I've
It's
worked with
brilliant.
Eilish a lot.
Yeah.
Okay. So Eilish knows that
Yeah,
I
you're
do
a
my best.
You
and,
You do.
And I love Eilish, and I would never,
Yeah, no, I know.
ever.
Do your
Being
best.
late and stuff like that and a little bit lackadaisy
Yes,
and
exactly.
proper dizzy
Anyway, I'm here.
from
Proper dizzy.
well, you're proper dizzy, lackadaisy, a touch of autism, riddled with ADHD and all, but you do sometimes try and make an effort.
I make an
I'm on
effort
best.
more
You're
than
doing
you.
well. You're doing so. And Eilish again,
Yeah.
thanks again.
Honoured
for
to
coming
have
on
Eilish on
for
the
the
show.
Thanks for coming to the podcast for the second time.
Oh, it's wonderful.
It's a pity you didn't get to meet you the
For it
first
to
time
really
round.
happen, because I thought it might be a thing,
No, it
figure
is.
of her
It's-
imagination.
and you're warm.
And I thought it might be her wish list, but she really wasn't doing a podcast. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah,
And I thought, because I know she's, you know,
Yeah.
she's such an
She lives in
entertainer,
it.
and I thought
Lulu
it's her imagination. She
Yeah.
hasn't got a
Do
bloody.
you know what? To have the crack with Eilish for a minute, right? So before we go into Eilish's whole beautiful, amazing life, there's a million questions to answer,
Yeah.
even though I know her so well. But
Well, I'll ask one or two as well.
yeah, well, I've got a lot of questions to ask. No, I'm joking.
Well, ask one or two.
But I met Eilish, right, through, so that people know, I met Eilish through DQ. Is
That's
that right?
right.
Yeah.
DQ.
DQ is she's like an empowering coach.
I
and
thought
she
it was
does
like D12 or D24
No,
now.
no, she's
stage work, and she has her own
Okay.
show. And
Yeah.
anyway, she done a bit of a thing for Sister Sheds.
Oh, nice.
And then she said, let me introduce you to Eilish O'Carroll. So I'm going to tell you how poor Eilish got struck into the Sister
Oh yeah.
Straight
So
away.
you're going to
You
be.
know the way when we're in here and I just ask people to do things.
Oh, yeah.
I
sorry,
mooch,
don't
right?
mean that. And not in a bad way. You're right. You have to ask. If you don't ask, you never
don't
don't
get-
get.
And it's
We
very
do
true.
slag our saying you're a
And-
moocher,
and
but I
when
don't really
when
mean
our
it.
opening line is, I'm so fortunate, Eilish, because anytime I ask somebody to do something for us, they do. And of course, it puts you in a kind of a frame of mind where I don't want to be
You're
the
the
first
dickhead.
fucking one to say
Yeah.
no.
She's
Right?
good. That's a good angle.
Yeah.
How does she
Right.
just? I told you, she's a fucking genius.
Oh,
in
she
the
is.
quiz. How do you
So
do
that was
that?
that was her opening line, right?
She said to you, when I ask people to do stuff, they fucking do it. That sounds like a threat.
So-
Doesn't that sound like something the mafia would say?
I can't go. Stop. Right, because I didn't even realise I said that.
Fucking
So
sounds like the mafia.
she tells me the story of the sister sheds
Right.
and the birth
Great
of the
story,
sister sheds.
yeah.
And we wouldn't have sister sheds if it wasn't for
Yeah, exactly. Well
Sherin
done, yeah.
and Rachel.
Rachie,
We
yeah.
really wouldn't have it. So, and I really admire their enthusiasm. Unbelievable.
Yeah.
unstoppable.
Yeah,
right?
right.
And the part of me wanted to say, are you fucking
Fuck off.
mad? I mean, you're doing it, giving your own time.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Lourdes.
so she said, we
She'd
want
be giving out to me. She'd be like, it's about time you got back.
We want. Oh, I did. We want to put on a show. She said, and I said, okay. Thinking, well, I said, but we need somebody. We're wondering if you would help and you would direct.
That's
Oh,
right.
that'd be nice.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and I
remember
went,
telling me a bit of this. This is an amazing story. But
It depends on. Anyway, I didn't know what I let myself in for.
Yeah,
stop.
And luckily
Poor
for
Eilish.
us, we got another woman, Pat Sullivan, who's
That's
become a really
amazing.
good friend as well.
brilliant.
So she said she couldn't do it entirely on her own, but she wouldn't mind. So jointly we did it.
She did.
Now-
You're amazing.
Which meant for me, for Pat, she was so busy that I was the one that went round all the bloody sister
the
sheds
sister sheds.
at night
She
time,
did.
right?
you?
Yeah.
Amazing. Yeah.
And
Bless
so
her.
we could rehearse,
Wow.
and I'm trying to get them
Well
to
done, fair
cut
play
their
to you.
stories down to,
Yeah.
5 minutes, please, and
yeah,
and
Poor
they all
Eilish.
want to be stars.
of course. And everyone wants it on the limelight. Then you want to be part of
Of
it. Yeah.
course.
It was the most stressful 3 months of my fucking life. And I swore I would never volunteer again.
And then obviously, right, so first of all, it was voluntary things, and the poor one wasn't even being paid. But then me and Rachel had the whole fucking show written out, right? So we wanted the whole show done, right? So we went to Eilish. I was like, you're going to have to rehearse this. So me and Rachel were going in, doing all we wanted to talk about. We were only short talking about NASA. Like, we just wanted
Yeah, everything.
everything, right? Because we just wanted to do the whole show. The women were amazing, though. The
Yeah.
show was brilliant.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You were there.
Yeah.
You done a piece
We
in
did
it.
the very.
Yeah. No, did you not do it?
No,
The
second
first
one.
I
one?
did
Oh,
the second. I
one.
did the one that
Second one.
hosted.
So, but Eilish, I'll never forget this. So we were running out places because obviously we were hiring places to do rehearsals and it was just manic. But then she kept saying, "It's out. You and Rachel, I can deal with on my own time." She was like, "But I fucking 60
Yeah, 60.
60 women trying
What?
to get them to cut
They're all
their
different
scripts,
groups.
to train, to do all this,
Oh,
right?
wow.
So she's constantly at that. She gets all them down to a fine art. Then she's like, right, Sherin and Rachel, let me see her thing. Me and Rachel go on for probably about an hour. And she's like, no. It's way too much. We're like, but we wanted to. No. We're like, all right, grand. So she's
Yeah.
like, so we need to cut it down here. And I was like, we'll take that bit, take it out. We're like, all right.
Yeah.
And then we were doing things. She was like, no, you're going to drop your hands and knees because that's going to be a prayer thing. We're like, what? What's going on here? Anyway, she got it down
Good.
to perfection,
Brilliant.
right? But the
Brilliant.
gas thing is, we used to have to go to Eilish's kitchen. So we'd be sitting in our kitchen with Marion, her wife,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and her and Marion. And even poor Marion would be like,
For fuck's sake.
I can't. And me and Rachel, and Eilish and Marion would be like, Sherin, if you just do a bit more of this. And I'd just be like, Rachel, if you do a bit more of this, it was brilliant. But when I used to leave your house, me and Rachel be saying, you're fucking terrible.
Yeah, oh, so you fucking should. The poor
She
woman.
was amazing to us, but she
Yeah.
the show, I don't know whoever would have seen it out there. There wasn't
Well
one
done.
dry eye in the house.
Oh, that's
The
The
brilliant.
comedy
It
was
was
brilliant.
You, like, I would have loved to see it now because I only met you more or less when we had you getting the podcast, Sherin, afterwards.
right.
After that case, I would have loved to see it. And you spoke about it a lot, so I know you have a bit of a passionate. She doesn't shut up about wanting to be famous, by the way. There's no, like, she doesn't want to chase the dream. She just wants to be famous.
She wants the dream.
Now, today.
Now.
Come here, listen, there's no business like show business.
No, but it's the journey. We only spoke about this
journey.
today.
It's not the destination. And I'm loving the
And
journey.
she said, I mean, when herself and Rachel did their bit, and excellent, they were absolutely excellent.
Yeah.
I have to say, they got the bug, right? And and the following week, she said, I've joined a drama group. So I said, well, what a pity you didn't join it before the
Too late.
Oh, but you know what? I learned so much from Eilish. I did. She had us on point. Because if it wasn't for Eilish, that show would have fell to the ground, including the studio, the audience, everybody.
Oh, no, that's
but
brilliant.
We did.
But you need that professionalism.
Too nice sellout.
Wow, that's great. So how come you didn't do, like, I'm not...
Because Eilish said she wasn't fucking doing it.
Yeah, right. 2 nights is
I fell ill, fairly ill.
Yeah, she did.
There was no way I was in a position to actually pick up, you know, and I didn't realise because it was that Christmas, right, that that I ended up in hospital. Remember, I kept saying I tried to get the Tala theatre to put it off for a while because could we actually kind of push it back a little bit, and he said no.
That's right.
That was a bit mean. The one name
He
was
was
the
a fucking arsehole.
No, Civic show.
The Civic.
Yeah, she was very ill in hospital at Christmas.
So I said, okay, and I said, it's just that I'm not terribly well at the moment. He said, no, I can't, you know, and I thought, you bastard. Anyway, we did it. But it just meant that I had to keep going out to these places. Beyond Jobstown from fucking...
Ballymun, Access,
and of
everywhere.
course, you know, some of them were and they were fabulous, but some of the people are really kind of, were lovely.
Yeah. Yeah.
And they really were absolutely fantastic. And some of them were lovelier than others, if you know what I mean.
But you're on camera as well, so people are going to see all this.
So...
Yeah, no, it's all right. That's fun, but that's just the journey of life. And it's the people. It's not everyone.
But they
if everyone was amazing,
they went ahead and did it.
That's
I have
brilliant.
to admire them for that. Who directed it, or did anybody direct it?
You directed it.
No, the second one.
Oh, the second one. We had this man as a host.
Oh yeah,
and there was what we done is Irish. We didn't do a show so much. We done comedy stand up.
Yes.
And me and Rachel done a bit of podcasting.
Lovely.
Yeah. So we didn't do a show as in an acting the way we did.
Okay.
We didn't do like rehearsals and all. It was literally just sit on a chair, ask questions.
Went pretty well.
Yeah, and then Joe and stuff was up doing comedy, and we had Black Paddy, we had Willa White. It just stand up,
smashing.
Enya Martin, they were great. They were all great. Kira did Kira come back?
No, Kira didn't come that one.
What's his name?
Mary
Byrne. Did what's his name do it? Al
Porter.
Al Porter,
yeah.
Speaking of Mary Byrne, I'm trying to take this off of me and Eilish's connection, which I'm very grateful for, and you know that, and you're such a good friend of mine. We recently went out for dinner, the four of us, we had the crack. But and we'll be going for dinner again on your
absolutely.
On my card.
You're paying.
Well, anyway, your card. I'll put it to the podcast.
Yeah. What name am I using today?
But speaking of Mary Byrne, I know, because there's so much to ask at Eilish, so I'll run it along. You did do a little bit of podcast at Mary Byrne.
I did do a podcast.
What
we started our own podcast,
That's
Mary
right.
Byrne and myself.
Yeah.
And this was the year before, 18 months ago. Wow. And it was going really well. And we had high hopes that we were going to take it to the theatres and blah, 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 blah. And I got cancer. And it was like, and it wasn't so much, it was the treatment. There was no way could I actually...
you need to focus on yourself.
You really do, and you need to focus when you're doing something like this. You need to focus on it. You need to give it all your energy, and I didn't have any.
So tell us about that.
So we hadn't stopped it. We've just put it in abeyance until I'm back.
Full
firing on all cylinders, and we'll start again. But I did actually enjoy it because I can talk for
you look great, by the way. You look great, by the way.
Well, I used to have lovely hair. Okay,
right.
So
well,
I apologise.
I have seen. Obviously, I've said you want to share. You're there.
Right?
You're there.
Because my hair used to be straight, gorgeous. It was
No apologies.
gorgeous. And it came, of course, I went bald, and then it came. It
we have a
started
great
to
number
come
for the
back
fella
curly.
Torquay. Yeah.
And I've never had curly hair.
Oh, did you not?
No, and it came back really.
That's nuts.
I never had curly hair.
That's not. Why do you think that happened? Why do you think that was?
And it did come back really curly,
Oh,
didn't
really
it?
tight curls.
When I seen her, I was
Now
like,
it's getting a bit longer. It's
It's
curls.
straightening out. It's curling out.
It's curly when it wants to be, and then it's like I'll get it. I mean, I did it this morning, and when I looked in the mirror before I came, I went, "What the fuck?" Yeah. So it's got a life of its own.
Right, and do you like having the curtles?
And I,
Do you like the little curtles?
I didn't.
Because
I'll
I
tell
got
you
that
why,
for years.
Joe.
My hair was curly when I was little, and I always
Yeah.
remember people
No,
going,
I didn't.
lovely little curtles.
The,
You know way
the
they say
curdles
this.
reminded
curtles,
me
yeah.
of me granny, and
Right.
I didn't want to let the old lady in just
Ah,
yet.
and the
You know
grandmother
what I
had
mean?
that curly
Yeah,
hair. Do you
had
get
that
that?
tight
Yeah, I
curly
get you.
hair.
Yeah,
And they
yeah.
used to have perms in
Right.
those days as
Yeah.
well, right?
Yeah.
And then they'd put blue rinses in. Oh,
Yeah.
Jesus. And I just thought, oh no, not ready for you.
Yeah, you're like, nah, I'm not.
Not happening.
Hold on
Eilish,
back.
can I ask you though about your illness? Because even when you told me that you had cancer, I was actually very taken aback myself.
Yeah.
How did that journey begin? What happened? You tell me.
Well, the journey began because I went into hospital the Christmas that I did the show with you.
So that would have been 24.
And that would have been 24. And I came out, I got over that and was grand. I had a chest infection, not a problem. And then the following year, same thing, straight into hospital, week before Christmas as well. But this time they did various tests and they decided that said, yeah, you have a chest infection. But, that's not what we're concerned about because we've done a few x-rays and scans on the chest area and we found a very enlarged lymph node. So we really want to investigate that a bit further.
Yeah.
So I thought to myself, that's not bad, great, because I knew it wasn't cancer, right? And the reason I knew, and I hope that women listen to your podcast, right?
They do.
We know
Yeah.
if we've been a big follower.
The reason I knew it wasn't cancer was because I have four sisters, 3 of which have passed away, right?
Oh, sorry.
And 4 of us were diagnosed with cancer.
Wow, holy
right?
shit.
Now, because I had that history, I went to the doctor and said, I want mammograms every year,
Yeah.
right? Family history, no problem.
Right.
She goes, absolutely no problem at all. And I was having them every year for about 10 years. And then all of a sudden they said, I don't think we need to do this anymore. So I said, that's great. That's terrific. So here's me stupidly thinking I couldn't have cancer because
They've
that was
been
only
checked
5
now.
years ago. So, right, I can't have cancer, right? So anyway, had the biopsy. Not only did I have cancer, but I also had a tumour and the lymph nodes. And when I had the surgery, it was badly, 26 lymph nodes were infected. So what I want to say to women is cancer does not have an age.
Yeah.
So if you are concerned in any way, shape or form, or you have a family history, or you just want for your own well-being and to know if you get regular checks.
Yeah.
End of.
So were you sorry that you did stop under the doctor's orders? You
Yeah.
said, look, 10 years is enough, you're grand, you're immune.
And I believed it.
Yeah, no, of course.
Right, I totally believed
And
it.
then that was 5 years then, and it was
And then
back.
5 years.
And it was back, but it was
and not only,
aggressive.
but it was invasive.
Right, invasive,
So
wow.
I'd
Yeah.
had it a long
Yeah.
time. It wasn't
Yeah.
something that just started last
Yeah,
year.
of
In
course.
fact, I'd had it the year before I was in hospital. But because they didn't do any of those scans, right, I was sent home and thought, you're better now.
And in a situation like that, Eilish, because we haven't spoke personally much since about your cancer and stuff, for someone like yourself that's in the limelight, has a lot going on, a good enough life, would you say?
Yes.
Prior to
Oh, yeah.
cancer.
Oh, absolutely.
What's the feeling when you hear that straight away? What comes in and what goes out? What matters and what doesn't?
Yeah, disbelief
question.
first and foremost. Yeah, totally is not happening to me.
Shock. Yeah,
Total
I heard
shock.
that. That's
Absolutely.
a lot of people
In
said
fact,
that's
when
not
he
me.
said, when the surgeon said when I went back for the results of the operation and the surgeon, because I had a mastectomy, and he said to me, I'm afraid, it is cancer. And he said, so many lymph nodes and you also have a tumour and I'm looking at him and it's not going
Not
in.
registering.
Right? So he said, what we do now, he says, we'll do we'll do your mastectomy now within the next couple of weeks, and then you'll have chemo, and then you have. And I'm going, is he fucking talking to somebody? Seriously, he's talking to somebody else. So it just didn't. I have my brain has a habit of, and my mind of shutting things out and finding something funny, in it all. Okay. And then he said, you have 26 lymph nodes, and he said we prefer to see them, in the single numbers. And I said I fucking prefer to see them not at all, right, right.
How do we not see them?
That's fucking brilliant.
And I thought,
you're laughing at that. As shitty as this brick has just had you, and you're like fucking
absolutely.
So
when we came out of there, Marion says, so, what do you want to do? And I said, I want to go and have breakfast. I'm starved. So it does take a while. The process takes a long time, and the fear kicks in immediately. Yeah. You're dying.
Of course, it's the first thing you're going to think, I'm going to die.
I'm dying. Right.
And did the doctor say then, and then you're not going to, we can help you? Or is it I don't know?
He said, hopefully we'll get it all.
Right.
Yeah.
And so apparently they've told me, touch wood. So the good news now, ladies,
yes.
I had a scan about 4 months ago, and the oncologist told me that they couldn't find any cancer in my body.
Well done. Nice one. Well, yeah, fuck you, cancer. Fuck you, cancer.
Your arse. But I mean, it is really a worry. And I mean, even I still have the fear attacks, right? Because you have.
Suppose that probably never leave. Was it that little?
I don't think it ever leaves, because I think people, have been told they have the all clear, and then a year later it's back.
That's the same. My mother happened exactly the same. She was gone. It was like gone and then back. Yeah.
Right. And you're all and everybody's celebrating around me, and I'm thinking, I don't want to be negative. I really don't. But I've had friends who were told, "Hey, it's gone.
Yeah,
don't nothing to worry about. Go book your holiday and all that kind of thing." Yeah. And then 6 months later they were gone. So I said I am not going to be one of those.
Well done.
Absolutely.
No way.
I knew when you said to me, I was like,
it does. And I mean, what becomes important, I think, is your quality of life.
Yeah. Oh yeah, you start realising and count the days and the hours.
That's it, like what goes and what comes in at that moment.
And what you realise, and you probably won't want to hear this, sweetheart, but what you realise is fame is not important. And the only thing that's important is the people around you, the love you have, the love you get from people, and the support you get. And that, as I say, that quality, enjoy the happiness, enjoy, all they have to give you.
Yeah, and it's great, isn't it, that you come up to the light. It's so happy you come out on the far side of that there, and as I said, you still know, but it's that whole realisation of what your surroundings are, and it makes the world and everything else so much smaller and meaningful, doesn't it?
Because the word cancer is bigger than the house.
It's bigger than us all, because everyone doesn't know. There's not one person that does
years ago, we never even said the word.
Yeah.
And of course people would go, she's got the big C.
Yeah, that's right. You barely wanted to talk about it. People won't say it.
You're one down the road.
And then you were gone. Did you just let off the way to die then,
and
isn't it?
Yeah,
you got the cancer died.
Were afraid to say anything to you. Yeah. And you got a lot, and I got it myself. You get a lot of, now they're acquaintances, they're not what you call friends, people you know when you walk on the street and so on and so forth. And there's this pity look in their face.
Yeah. That's hard not to know, isn't it?
And it is, but I'm going, and I want to say to them, I'm not fucking dying.
Yeah, of course. As the person
but
has it.
I know they mean well, but it's like, don't treat me like a victim. I'm not a victim.
And that's why even Eilish, when you were ill and you were in hospital, and I would more text Marion more so than you, because I didn't want to be wrecking your head. But I would be like, Marion, is she okay? Then when I did text you, I would be like, hi Eilish, just see how you're doing today, what's going on, how's everything going? But really inside, Jay'll even tell you, I'd be like, because I was even saying to him, oh God, I hope to God I don't hear out bad. Like,
absolutely.
Heart will break. Yeah. But I think so from the other side of things, you try your best to be upbeat. What's going on? How are you? How's it?
Is it what a friend of mine, it was actually my best mate, and he got cancer, and he got cancer. He wasn't sick. He didn't know. His job had this insurance hospital checkup.
Gotcha,
And he went, boom, I'm going in for this. And he was allowed the full whack of the man's MOT. And he went and got it. And his blood's come back and he's bleeding cancer. Jesus. And he was like, I'd been told, now young, and he was a year younger than me. And so this is a few years ago. Yeah. And he wasn't saying it to anyone or anything. Not one of these, like, because, and he was saying, so he ended up, in the long run, he went and fought. Did what he had to do, and he fought, and it came out, and it got the all clear. But he's regular checks now, right?
Oh, absolutely.
But then another friend of mine recently got a tumour on his brain right there, same age as me, and like that we were talking. But he already knew it for a few months, and there's a gang of us that are really close friends. There's probably about 12 of us that are really close. It's like the school together, and we're all best men. Every one of us at the same weddings, the whole lot of us 12 of us. And I was like, why didn't no one say that? And said, it was my best mate then who already had the cancer. He said, Joe, it's not that he doesn't want to see you, because we want to visit our friends. We want to go over and be there and go, fucking hell, man. Do you know what I mean? But it was my mate who had the cancer.
Does it make it a reality?
He had said, it's not even that he doesn't want to see it, and he knows that you want to see him and wish him well and support or whatever. But it's as the person with the cancer, it's hard because you feel
it's nearly
you
like
can't
a
even
reality.
say it. You can't say it. It's
you can't. And
it is. Like, as you as a cancer, you didn't want to say it to someone, I've got cancer. That's hard.
And it makes it real.
Yeah. So then when someone come in and you're telling the same story over and over again.
Over and over and over again.
What is it? What's the process? And that's so as someone is not saying my mate locked us out, but he didn't want to
I get that.
be in around people.
Absolutely.
As soon as you say it, it's out, and everyone's ringing you, and everyone's texting you. And only on the goodness of their hearts, but then at the realisation at the far side that you're on the phone repeating the same fucking thing over and over again.
And you're in a reality check. It's like reminding yourself constantly, I'm not well, and I could. Nobody wants to die.
So when you were like that, it was that hard thing to say to people.
Very hard to say it. Very hard to. You kind of go, and you're also aware that you don't want to play it. You don't want people to feel sorry for you because you have. You know what I mean? So you do tend to.
Isn't that mad psychological fuck up that is? That you have cancer, you know you're unwell, you want to tell your loved ones, but you don't want them to pity you, and you don't want them, because look, at the end of it, our loved ones, we don't want them sad or crying.
And the loved ones do. They really get sad.
Yeah, of course.
And it's like, when Marion used to say to me, how are you feeling today? And I said, I'm grand. No, I wasn't grand.
Yeah.
I'm good. I'm good.
So on a lighter note, okay, because fair play, and I'm absolutely thrilled to hear that
that's
you're
amazing.
right
And
now
you look great.
cancer-free, and you look amazing.
Yep.
Because even when we did see it last time when we went for dinner, you look totally different to me.
Oh, I know.
What are we in now, May? What do you mean? I remember you were trying to get off in January. You were saying she was really sick.
Oh, before Christmas.
So,
you look amazing.
You look great. Yeah.
You do.
I wouldn't say amazing, but I mean, I'm getting back. I'm getting back.
But one of the big things for me with Eilish, meeting Eilish, obviously directing the show and becoming friends and stuff, we were then at the Miss Browns. Because this is important. Miss Brown's Boys. Who doesn't love it?
Yeah, amazing. Yeah,
it's the funniest.
It's brilliant.
And everyone loves the Christmas series, don't they? We always wait for that. The movie, there's so much to talk about when it comes to Miss Brown. And then obviously your brother Brendan, yourself, your mammy, everything. So before, when we first met, obviously I was in awe because I'm like, it's Winnie McGee. That's mad Winnie. You know Winnie? Me and Rachel loved it. Went to the show, but you weren't well during that show. So we had you were in hospital. Yeah. And nobody in the audience knew, but I knew because you had said to me, because you had invited myself.
I did,
when we were there, I was like, I can't believe she's not here. And it was so surreal, you not being Winnie, because Winnie is a massive part of Miss Brown's Boys. So tell me about Miss Brown's Boys. How did I remember you told me the story, but I think it's a really good story. How did Miss Brown's Boys come to light?
Well,
and
obviously,
how did we get here?
I mean, it really threw the spanners in the works, because I've never ever missed in 25 years. I have never missed a performance.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Whether I'd had the flu, if I was not, I'd be in there. I'd still do
brilliant.
it.
25 years.
So I had no choice.
It's a long time.
It's a lifetime.
No choice but to this time, because the hospital said you're not going anywhere. And I stupidly thought, I went in on the Wednesday, that I'd be out by the Friday morning. Right, so I wasn't telling, I wasn't advertising. I just said to Marion, just phone Brendan, give him the heads up. I really do think I'll be out in time. Yeah. Anyway, so Brendan phoned her on this Thursday, and he said, "What's the story, Marion?" And she said, "She's not going to make it." Right?
Shocking.
So, now the guy who does the sound, he got in touch with me. He's a lovely young man, and he said, you know, I'm devastated that you're not going to be doing it. Brendan is devastated. Everybody's devastated, and everybody has a fucking solution.
Because she's a massive part of the show.
He said, you know, everybody has a solution. The sound guy suggested to him, he said, Brendan, there's only one way around we can do this, and is we can have Winnie on the telephone.
Yeah.
Right.
So we're going to have a big picture because we have screens.
Yeah.
It's the tree arena.
Of the telephone.
Yeah, we were in the tree arena, yeah.
And we're going to have those telephones. And he said, we'll have her ring and you'll answer the phone and the conversation. Because he said, I have her recorded.
Right.
We've recorded the show so many times. So I have her piece recorded.
Okay.
So she can come in and actually on the phone say,
We've seen you on the big screen.
Guess what? Right.
Yeah.
And so he said to me, the first night was tough, he said, because Brendan was all over the place. And he said he hadn't realised himself, Gareth, how much Brendan depended upon me.
Wow.
Is it like Miss Brown depending on Winnie?
Yeah, well,
that's what it was.
That's
How he
100%
depended on
the
Winnie,
character.
right?
Yeah.
Because Winnie would steer him in the right direction.
Yeah, you're directing
right?
the story and the jokes.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Right, and if he got lost, I was
Yeah.
there, right?
Amazing.
So, but he didn't have that. So it was like, you know. But
Yeah.
anyway, by the time it was finished, people got value
It was a
for
great
money,
show.
I think.
Yeah. Oh, it was a
Yeah.
great show. It was
You know,
brilliant.
so I
Isn't that
thought
just
that's-
goes to show you though that close connection? Obviously, is a brother or sister, anyways.
Yeah.
But as stage performers together, and whether it's BTV or on the stage,
Yes.
that's that close connection that you
Oh,
said.
there is.
That
I
bounce
mean,
each other.
there is because
There's-
like we kind of have an unconscious conversation.
It's brilliant,
right?
isn't it?
Plus the fact that I know what he's going to. I know what he's going to do.
Yeah.
Right before he does it.
It's mad, isn't it?
I know, seriously.
You can read it. You can see
I
it.
can
It's
read
gonna
him,
happen.
and I can read his face, right?
Yes.
You know, and when he's going to go off script and he's going to go off half tangent.
Yeah.
There's a little glint in his eye
Yeah.
before he does it.
Really?
So
He's
I know
ready.
that. And I know that because he's always trying to get me to corpse, always, right? And I know that. So at that stage now, particularly with the cameras, at that stage and I can see the glint and I turn because I can't look at him.
Really?
Because if I look at him when he
You're
says
gonna
it,
break.
he will make me laugh.
Right.
Yeah.
So I can't look at him. So
Deadly.
When you
turn
think
away.
about it, you can see it,
brilliant,
can't
isn't
you?
it?
He
Yeah.
says the funny line, and then I go, and the audience are laughing, and I go, "Oh, it's easy for you to say, Brendan." You're not
Yeah.
Agnes.
Yeah.
That kind of
Yeah.
thing. So I've learned over the years to mirror him.
Work with
As
that,
much as
yeah.
I'd love to speak to Brendan about his role as Miss Brown, how well do you feel you fit into Winnie's role? How similar do you think you are
I
to
think
Winnie?
it's a double act now that you couldn't do without. I think Winnie makes Agnes believable as a woman, and she's
That's
the
true.
only member of the cast who does that, right? And because when he and I are working together, I actually don't see him. I actually
wow, that's you see Agnes.
my best mate.
You see Agnes. Your
That's
best
what
mate.
I'm
So
saying,
you
do
are
you
full.
feel-
You're in the character. You are.
Oh yeah,
You are Winnie.
I'm
and that's it.
totally,
That
I'm
is brilliant.
totally her.
That's
Yeah.
a-
Do you like Winnie?
And
Do you like her?
I love Winnie.
Yeah.
I used to feel really sorry for her
Right.
because she really took a lot of shit from Agnes.
Yeah.
So what I had to do was I had to write a backstory myself
Really?
Right.
in my head,
That's nuts.
right? Because I thought you cannot react. If you react as Eilish,
Yeah.
you've lost
Right,
Winnie.
okay.
So you cannot react. So
Okay.
so I would think to myself, we have a huge history. Agnes and I have a huge history. And Agnes dug Winnie out of a lot of problems and did
Right.
her a lot of favours
Yeah.
in their younger
loved it.
years.
Right.
So therefore, Agnes, you can shit all over me, love.
What a
That's
because
what
I
a
will
backstory
forgive
to the
you
character.
anything.
Yeah.
Right? Because you were there when I really
Yeah.
needed
Thick and thin.
And this is
somebody.
in your mind, so this was never played
Oh
out.
God, no.
So this in your mind to be
Brendan
able to.
doesn't even know this. I mean,
Now,
There you
no,
go.
this
You all know now.
Exclusive.
Yeah, that was exclusive.
No, he doesn't. It is, and I think a lot of actors
I
do
love
that.
that.
They had to give
It's
themselves
amazing.
a
It
backstory.
sounds
It's
right.
so professional,
Yeah,
and it's making you obviously making you're making Winnie really human. I know she's a character. You're the
Absolutely, yeah.
human. You're playing
Yeah,
this character,
yeah.
but to put that double and to look at Agnes as the pair of you together, have done this since she's had kids,
Yeah.
thick and thin.
Oh, absolutely.
Boyfriends,
Yeah,
family,
that
everything
story
that's
is
bad, and then
amazing.
go right because you're getting the dog's abuse
Yes.
off Agnes,
Oh,
and it's like
totally.
it's only the way you would with your
And
best
it
mate.
also like
The
reminds
way
me
we
that-
would with our best
Yeah,
mates, you go
and
fucking
exactly. And I remember,
Tarvis.
as kids, he'd be giving me dog's abuse, right? But I'd punch him. See, I could actually punch him.
Yeah.
You
Fucking
shit,
bastard, yeah.
right?
Fuck you,
But I
Brendan.
can't do that. So I'm sitting there.
I can't do that.
I'm sitting there as Winnie,
Right.
and I know
Yeah.
the abuse is coming, right?
Yeah.
And I want to get up and punch her, right? But I
wow.
think, no, Eilish wants to get up and punch
Yeah.
her.
Yeah, yeah.
Winnie doesn't.
Yeah.
And how can I stop Winnie? How
That's
can I
amazing
stop
with
Eilish
Eilish.
getting control?
Right, okay.
And that was to write
Yeah.
in my head
Yeah.
a story for Winnie.
That's brilliant.
That says,
That's
okay.
fucking
That's very
genius.
bleeding smart. Very bleeding.
I want to be an
smart.
actor now.
So do I.
Do you?
I'm
Oh,
throwing
no,
away
I
an
love it.
actress.
I love it.
I'm
And
throwing
it's-
away the comedy.
It's
That's it. My last gig this
I never.
weekend,
And I
I'm
mean, the
going
comedy. What I loved about Mrs. Brown's Boys is the comedy,
Yeah.
and I love the fact that I'm doing something that makes people laugh.
Yeah,
Yeah.
of course.
It's a great feeling.
great. It's
There is
amazing.
nothing like it.
It really is,
And
yeah.
I went back last year when I was having treatment, right?
Wow, yeah.
They were doing a mini series. And Brendan said to me, how do you feel about doing it? And I said, oh, I'm doing it, right? And he said, that's my sister. She'll
Yeah,
do
he
it.
knew.
Now, when I say that I would fly over on the Sunday night, we would rehearse Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. We'd record Thursday twice, and then I'd fly back Friday straight into the Mater Hospital, chemo, straight home to bed, get up Sunday,
Straight
fly
over, yeah.
over to Glasgow, and did that for 5
Oh my
weeks
God.
constantly.
Amazing.
That's
I'm
nuts.
so proud of myself.
well
that I
Oh,
did that.
so you
And
should
And
be.
when I actually saw the end result of the miniseries, I was so proud of
of it.
myself.
I'm
because
so
I thought,
proud of you.
Isn't
as
it
well.
lovely as well when I've watched it and the specials and all? Like, although you are a family, you are a fucking family. Like, you can see
Tight
that real
family.
Oh, yeah,
Irish.
yeah,
It's a
yeah.
real Irish connection of it, no matter how big of a like, and
Absolutely.
the characters that aren't actual blood relatives.
Yes.
Is our family.
Yeah.
You can see
Yeah.
that in the whole lot. Yes, it's
Yeah.
brilliant.
Yeah, I know
It's such a good.
it really was.
I
And
think Buster is comical. Like he cracks
oh,
me
Buster's
up.
brilliant.
Yeah,
He's
was
brilliant.
love
He's the one that done the dance.
Strictly,
Yeah.
strictly.
How was that for you, all? How did Brendan
I
take
just
that?
was delighted for
Yeah.
him.
Yeah.
Absolutely
Yeah.
delighted. He knew he wasn't going to win.
Yeah.
He said, I never knew I was going to get that fucking far.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And,
Isn't that great though?
yeah.
The
Yeah.
underdog he was.
Oh, absolutely.
Wasn't he coming into the
Yeah.
underdog straight away and he did
Yeah.
really well.
Yeah, really, really
Yeah,
well.
brilliant.
And God, I mean, see, I love Danny and Fiona.
Danny's your real nephew,
Yeah.
isn't he?
He's my real nephew,
your-
and Fiona's
yeah.
my
Sister.
real niece.
His niece.
Oh, sorry,
yeah.
Fiona.
She
Yeah.
plays.
It's
She
all right.
plays the nurse,
Yeah.
Right,
Right.
okay.
and I've known them since they were that
Obviously,
age.
yeah.
And I've working with them 26 years now.
Isn't that great
Yeah.
that you're able to have to
Right.
work with that family?
And we
like that,
really
so.
do have that,
Yeah.
and I really kind of step up to the plate when they need the mammy,
Yeah.
what I mean?
Yeah,
Talk
no,
about
yeah,
families are
100%.
families,
Yeah, yeah,
right? And they
definitely.
have a fallout,
No,
or they
without
have
a
an
doubt,
issue,
you
and they
can't-
say,
it's hard not to.
Auntie Eilish, can I talk to you? I said, you can if you call me. If you don't call me Auntie Eilish, you can. And we'd sit and we'd have a chat, and I'd just listen, and I would never kind of say, I always remind them that, we love our parents regardless.
Yeah,
Of course. But they wreck our heads.
Of course they wreck your
Yeah.
And
heads.
don't we? Isn't there? There's I heard this of someone else.
That's
there's a
not
little
me.
belly thing in the background that we blame our parents for certain things that
For
we
everything.
It was like,
Yeah.
oh, it's all their fault.
Like I went out with Sunny the other day. I was only talking to Sunny about Sunny. Eilish has met Sunny, but I was only talking about Sunny the other day. We went shopping, and he says to me, "Oh, just hate you sometimes."
There you go.
So I was like, what?
Yeah.
I was like, what did I even do?
That's a reason to hate a child, isn't it?
Absolutely. Yeah.
Then I was like, why'd you hate me? He was like, do you know what I kept doing? I kept winding him up. But I kept saying something like, I can't even remember what it was. Yeah, I was annoying him. And then I was singing to him, let's say I was saying, loving you, or something. He's like, all right, ma. And I was like, easy, cause it's beautiful. And then he was like, ma, I said stop. And I was like, didn't do. So he's like, I hate you. And I was like, oh,
I know how he
okay,
feels.
I'll stop.
They do
I'll
inject your head in.
Yeah.
You know.
I hate her as well, Sonny. Don't worry, it's all. It's the singing. It's not even you singing different songs. I'm only joking.
Oh, definitely.
He's pushing it.
So, and then Eilish. So, what would the biggest Because obviously you have a huge fan base.
Yes.
Like, you have a massive fan base. Like, what would the the most maddest experience you had of a fan coming up? Any weird fucking experience with a fan coming up to you?
I was fist pumping there.
Yeah, with a fan coming up to you with a weird one or a weird.
Oh well, I mean, you know, when we were in Australia, right? I mean, the people were lovely and they were very, very mannerly. Right. And I mean, because in those days we would sign after the show. Yeah. And when you go outside, there'd be 500 people queuing.
Tired,
right, to get their autographs from all of us, right? And there was one woman I remember saying to me, because we've been to Australia 3 times. The second visit we went and I took the thing from her and she said, "You don't remember me then?" Right, that is 500 people. Right. And I went, wow, we met the last time you were here. You came out and you were signed, and I had I can show it to you. And I go, no, I remember you now.
Did you remember?
I didn't me out. And I said,
oh yeah, I do, yeah.
I said, no, I remember. No, I don't remember your name, but I do remember you. Yeah. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed this one, did you? And I thought, is she for real? And they are. Yeah. And there's fans who think they own you.
Yeah, of course, yeah. I get
and
it,
you must get this.
I get it. When if I shoot the breeze with someone in the audience, which you do all the time, someone comes up to me years later and go,
"Do you remember you done that
John
to me?"
and Tina.
Yeah.
We only just had a baby.
Yeah.
We talk to people every day in the audience.
Exactly. Yeah.
I know. I'm sure.
Do you think we're best friends then?
Of course you do.
We talk with them. Oh, very nice. Of
course you are. You interact.
Yeah, I'm sure as the people that you are, like even with the audience stuff watching, you would love to remember everyone that.
Of course
but you just can't. It's impossible.
Can't. Even comedians.
No, exactly. And it's only, it just gets embarrassing when it's your own sister and you go, who the fuck is she? But
who the fuck are you? You won't forget them. It's not about not remembering.
Well, that's it. And it is very hard to remember people. But to be honest with you, Joe, I don't actually believe that there's any fame around me.
It's amazing that she doesn't say it.
I'm serious.
Like if you had the Winnie outfit now when you're carrying the bag and you walk.
Oh yeah, I'd be mobbed. I'd be mobbed. Right. So I actually don't. But I don't. Okay, I don't feel famous. Are you supposed to feel famous?
I think that's
does it have the feeling?
Right, that you're grounded.
I think it all happened for me much later on in life, and I was grounded anyway, and I had kind of gone in with the attitude, this too will end. Yeah. Right. Yeah. It's like when you're in pain. Yeah. This too will end. Right. Yeah. So and I used to say to him, and when he'd say, "No, we're doing another show. I've written another one," I'd go, "Nah, it's never going to happen. We're never going to sell." And I'm going, "You're so negative, Eilish. Will you stop it? Keeps coming." And listen, I love it. We've all had a really good standard of living. Yeah. Like when I started working for Brendan all those years ago, I got to tell you, I mean, I had just come back from the UK, did not have a pot to paste in, all right? And I really didn't. And it was like I had a lovely little cottage in West Cork, and I used to let it out in the summertime so that I could actually pay my mortgage, right? Yeah. So, it was during that time when he had said, look, we'll
So you had the cottage in Cork and you rented it out in the summer and then you came home and this happened.
And then, it all started and because I had come and worked for him when I was still in England when he was doing the movie. I'd come and worked when he did his first play. I came and worked when he did his second play. And then when he did Mrs. Brown's Boys, the very first one, the last wedding, I came on as wardrobe.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Did you?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, right. And I'd be, and not that I could thread a needle, never mind so, but and he said, look, I know you want to come back to Ireland, so come and join us. And he said, we're going to every county there is, and you can then make up your mind where you want to.
Oh, right.
And I thought this was going to be very short-lived.
Yeah.
And as I say, that was 26 years ago.
Winnie succeeded. Winnie was
nuts.
amazing.
Amazing.
And speaking of your personal experience,
Yes.
Eilish, so I know obviously that happened. I did go and see you do Live, Love, Laugh.
Yes.
That was your own show.
My own
Well
show,
done.
yeah.
Which is a great show. Would you ever be doing that again?
I'd
or
love to.
Would
I'd
you
really-
love to
yeah, I
do that
wanna
again?
do it again.
Successful enough, wasn't
Very
it? Like,
successful
yeah,
enough,
you were
yeah.
doing it really
Yeah.
well, and it was
Yeah.
great feedback.
It's a
and
brilliant
great,
show.
loads of
Terrific
reviews.
feedback. And I remember when I first did it, my sons came over from the UK to watch it. And because some of it is very, very personal, and some of it is talking about their dad, right? And he wasn't a very nice man. So I my eldest son came backstage to see me, and I said, look, hands up, I'm really sorry if you found that difficult. He said, Mum, you didn't say anything that we didn't already know, right?
Yeah.
And he said, you worry too much. He said, you've only given people a snapshot of your life. He said, in 10 years' time, there'll be a completely different story.
Another chapter.
And he's
Go
dead
ahead,
right, because it's been nearly
Yeah,
12
it
years
is,
now.
yeah.
Since I wrote the first one.
Would you be writing a new updated one, or?
I think, it's a bit like when you have a product that works,
Yeah.
when you have a
keep
joke
adding on.
that works, you don't drop it.
No.
No.
You can add on, and you
That's exactly,
callbacks
and then
all that.
you add
That's
on.
what
You can
have.
make it better, or or you can try new material, and then stay with the old material and the new material. And if the new material really works, the old material can go.
Drops.
But you kind of, am I right?
Move with
Yeah,
it.
you do, but you stay in your lane as well.
Yeah.
You stay in
So
your lane.
everyone's afraid that I become famous
It
from
is-
being a great
it is.
actress and comedian.
Can I ask you, because I know you said it's can I ask you a personal question then?
Yeah.
You come out then, when you come out,
Yeah,
and you were 50, was it?
I was 50 when I came
50 when you, so I just what was that like? Because like to me, I've a fair fucking play, and I'm sure people have
Yeah,
been
absolutely.
their whole lives.
Oh
and
yeah,
I think
listen,
you'd be a happier person to come on the far side.
Really,
of it.
I came back to Ireland because I was running away.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I'd been married. I was in my second marriage, and he was lovely, right? And as my best friend used to say, "Oh, for Christ's sake, you're making him out to Jesus Christ. He should wear sandals."
Your second husband.
Yeah, that was my second husband. And I have to say, he was amazing, and he was the first person I actually really told, right? And basically all that had happened, I'd fallen in love with a woman, end of, right? Now, we didn't walk hand in hand into the sunset, but it took us about 6 years to realise we weren't walking hand in hand in the sunset. So I decided, I always had a hankering for coming home, and it was always our plan, his and mine, to come back to Ireland and
You were
retire.
both living in UK at the time.
Yeah. And, he loved Ireland, and I wanted to get back home. Anyway, so life changes, Life gets in the way, doesn't it? And of a good story. But anyway, I came back, and I bought the house in West Cork, and I really was in hiding, right? Okay. And people assumed I was divorced. And living alone, and so on, which I was at the time. So I didn't enlighten them into anything different,
You didn't
because I'm not going to do anything about it.
Yeah.
And then I maybe had 2 years of that, and I thought the loneliness outweighed the guilt in the end.
Yeah, down in Cork in the cottage in your own.
In the middle of nowhere, right? Who comes back to Ireland to fucking come out?
Yeah.
Unless you're not well.
Yeah.
And then I realised you're not well, obviously, right? But I did it because, I didn't realise at the time, but you come back to your roots.
Just
Because
to your
that's
home.
where all the fear and the guilt and that's where it all came from.
Yeah.
Right? So you have to come down and back and face it. So I did.
Yeah, good
And
for you.
I had some people were fabulous.
Yeah,
Others
delighted
were,
with you.
I'm not sure.
Oh, right, yeah.
Right? And I'd had made friends down in West Cork, and one was an ex prison officer.
Right.
And we were sitting around one night, and I had met Marion at this stage, and I thought, I'm not going to introduce Marion to these people as a friend, right? So I'm going to tell them. So they were around one night, and Marion was coming down for the weekend.
Yeah.
So I said, listen, I've something to tell you guys. And I said, you know, you think I'm divorced, blah, blah, blah. But I'm actually gay. So there was dead silence.
Right.
So...
Do you think they thought you were messing,
The prison officer, right, goes, you know, well, it doesn't bother me, so you don't make a move on me. And I said, actually, you're really not my type. And then the farmer's wife, right, and I'd love her for this because her honesty, right, and she went, you know, I'm not too sure about that one.
Brilliant.
I'm really not too sure. Now I'll have to think on that. Now I'll have to sleep on that one.
Right, the Cork farmer
And
wife.
I said, that's
brilliant.
fine.
Yeah.
With me. I said, listen, guys, I'm not asking your permission.
I'm just giving you.
I'm just letting you know you've
well
become more than neighbours.
Yeah.
And I think as a mark of respect and appreciation for your friendship, I want you to know who I really am.
And then there's no stick and hiding behind doors or there's nothing else. This is us.
Now that was a time like when it, you know, you just didn't come out. Right. I had friends who came out, couldn't come out because they were teachers. They'd lose their job.
Yeah.
You know, and now we're not talking
that long ago.
26, 27 years ago.
Yeah. It's not that long ago.
It's not that long ago. Before the referendum.
2000.
Absolutely. When the whole world changed. It was like, you know, and I campaigned for marriage equality. And I had doors slammed in my face and so on and so forth. But you expect that, you know. Yeah. And I remember I did my show, and I loved doing my show because I remember Brendan saying to me, I don't know, you know, I don't know about you telling people that you're gay, you know. And I said, you know, Brendan, this is my story and I'm going to tell it.
Whatever way
I'm not going to have a newspaper tell it.
Yeah, brilliant. Well
because
done,
they will if they get hold of it.
Will.
Yeah,
right. And after I'd done the show, the
Sun
paper in seriously, I think it might have been the Sunday World. It was definitely the Sun or something.
Yeah.
And
Eilish O'Carroll is gay.
No, it says Winnie McGee is gay.
Winnie McGee is gay.
The bastards.
Winnie McGee comes out as gay. No, Winnie McGee hadn't come out as gay.
Eilish did.
Eilish had. But anyway, so I where was I? Yeah.
Brendan had said.
He said, no, be very careful. So I thought, no, this is my story, and I'm telling my story.
For you.
Right. So I when I did the show, I think it was about I then decided to take it on tour. Then decided to take it to Edinburgh. Got 5-star reviews in Edinburgh.
Brilliant.
It's a great show.
Really,
it's brilliant.
Right. And then I remember being at the show, and this couple came up to me. They were lovely after the show. And they said, we really, really enjoyed your show.
Yeah.
And I said, thank you very much. And he said, see, the thing is, he said, our son is gay.
Aye.
And I said, yeah. And you know, we're kind of having a problem with it. I said, oh, yeah. So what kind of a problem would that be? So he said, well, he seems to have a boyfriend, you know, every other month.
The little run around.
So I said, no, seriously. And I said, And, you know, and he said, that really worries us. And, you know, is he taking this seriously and so on and so forth. Now, how old is your son? 21.
Well, there you go. That's why
I
he's
said,
entitled.
can I ask you a personal question? And he said, yeah, by all means. I said, if your son was your daughter, right? No, what was it? Yeah, if your son was straight, how would you feel about him having his wicked way every other month?
With a girl, yeah. And there's no problem.
And he just went, point taken.
Yeah, that's a good way.
It's a good way of putting it.
Because I said,
the fact that he's gay, he's still a man.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and it doesn't change.
And a man will continue in history and still does sow his oats wherever he can sow his oats, right? And he's too young to get serious.
Yeah.
So
21's very young.
At 21,
Well,
it's fine. You wouldn't want him to marry
as long as you're not
at
hurting
21.
anyone, you carry on and do it your own business.
But it really did help them, and they went, yeah, that's really getting it into perspective.
Brilliant.
had another guy, head teacher, who came to me and he said, please, please, please take that to the schools.
Yeah.
Take it to the sixth formers.
It's a great show.
And have you done?
Brilliant.
Yeah. No, I didn't. I didn't take it, but I thought, no, I'm not ready to talk about orgasms and clitorises.
No, because it does talk about that.
In front of listen, there's no holds barred, but it's the same.
For you.
The same, I didn't make up any words.
Yeah,
the body is the body. And there's certain parts of the body we're ashamed of, and there's certain parts of the body we won't even mention, as if they didn't exist.
Yeah, exactly. And isn't it a shame talking about parts that are supposed to be shameful?
Absolutely.
That was taught.
That's right.
That's the way you were taught and brought up.
Yeah.
And you were taught what part, and I'd say it's only probably our generation on the far on this side of it coming out.
That come out that you can actually be.
It's not that I want, not that I would be saying about for girls to be swearing, but if my girls a little swear every now and again, it doesn't bother me. It goes over my head like there's nothing in it. Yeah. Where if there's someone else and my father heard the swearing, he'd be disgusted, but he wouldn't be so much with me swearing. Yeah. So it just goes to show you as time goes on, it changes, and which is a good thing.
And I have had young girls come up to me in their 20s, you know, and say, they really had a problem with the word clitoris.
Oh, really?
And I went, okay, what should I call it then?
Don't get me started.
Yeah,
I have loads of words. One of them is a sausage wallet. I just said that out loud.
I said, what?
Cut that out. Cut that bit out.
What should I call it? Is there a different name for it then?
Yeah.
Or my lady garden.
My lady garden. The lady garden.
No,
front bum, as it with the kids.
Because that's what the science of it is. That's what it's called. So that's what I'm calling it.
Of course it is. That's the name for it in the dictionary. I'm learning all this. Why know these words? Vulva. Is that another one?
Oh, that's another. It's a car.
That's the
Volvo.
A Volvo. You're saying a fucking Volvo,
Vulva.
A vulva, I don't know all these words.
No, I do a whole piece there where I actually go to
the
doctor.
Wow.
To the doctor.
Do you ever see faces going red in the audience? I would go red.
No, you wouldn't. It's very, very funny.
I know, I'm sure. I know I heard it is, and I'm heard it is.
Yeah.
But same times, it's just that little bit.
Sometimes,
you get a little bit.
I know. But listen, let me tell you.
I would get out red saying stuff myself. I could feel my face burning. And I'd say, but I shouldn't be embarrassed by saying this because...
Well, my grandfather came from a place called Caherstrand. I never knew him.
Caherstrand.
And down in Galway, right? And I was doing some kind of research and history and so on and so forth. And I found myself down in Caherstrand, and I was introduced to this guy who puts on shows in Caherstrand. No, where are they? They're in Tuam, right? So, and he asked me if I'd bring my show to Cork, or to Galway, and I said, I don't know whether. He said, no, we'll go down brilliant. Right? And it's a hall, holds about 110 people. Lovely. And I said, okay, we'll do it 2 nights. Yeah, do it 2 nights. So I decided I'd do it, right? So I go down. Jesus, I'll never forget the embarrassment, right? So I go down, and the first night, right, is a Friday night. And it goes down really well. Everybody's laughing. They're falling around the place laughing. Brilliant. It's great. Of course, people are embarrassed. Yeah. My uncle, well, actually, I think he was my cousin. He was about 85 at the time. And he'd come with all his daughters, right? And we'd never met before. So we kind of was a lovely kind of family reunion. So when he walked out, he says to his daughter, if I hear the word clitoris one more time, I was going to walk out, Right?
So he would be in Scarlet with his daughters.
Scarlet, right?
And his daughters, I'm assuming, are probably 60.
Absolutely. Oh, no.
Well, if he was 82, would he?
Yeah, he was 80. No, you see, my mother's family, right? It was my mother's cousin. I'm sorry.
Mother's cousin.
Mother's cousin.
He was 80 and his daughters.
Was 80,
But his daughters must have been in their 50s, though. So they weren't like kids.
So they were delighted.
Yeah, that's brilliant.
But the worst part was Saturday night comes. And he said, now we have to start the show, he said, at 9 o'clock on Saturday.
Yeah.
So I said, why? He said, because they're all at Mass. Right? So I go, Okay. So they're all at Mass and I wait, that's okay. And all they come in, they trundle in. I walk out on stage and they're sitting in the middle of the front row is the parish fucking
I knew you were going to say that.
I swear to God.
I knew you were going to say that.
And I'm going, holy shit.
Holy shit.
And I'm thinking, I'll cut it out. I
No,
won't.
you can't.
And I thought, no, I can't do
you
that.
Can't. Yeah.
Right? Not only is he going to be horrified because I'm gay, he's going to be horrified because I'm actually talking about anatomy of the woman's anatomy in a way that he's never heard of before, right? And of course, he inhibited some people to laugh, you know what I mean?
Right,
I mean, the difference in the
more
audience.
was more laughing. Not saying
There was
because
more laughing
they
on
knew
the Friday
priest
night.
was there.
Yeah. More laughing on the Friday night than there was on the Saturday.
But
it was, I tell you, it was an experience.
And that's still not nuts as well. That's brilliant that you did it. But that is so true with the senses of the whole room compared to, like, I would notice even from doing comedy, if I'm doing jokes and I'm doing something edgy, the boyfriend, if it's a couple and they're only newish, the boyfriend would be laughing. But if the girlfriend found it offensive and she gave him a little look, he doesn't laugh anymore. He's like, I'm not letting them.
And that's crazy.
He's finding this funny, but he doesn't want to laugh because. And I'd say that's a pity that if you're like that, if someone's going to corral you into that.
I know. I mean, the
if
thing
you're
is,
emotional,
you know,
it's not a good thing.
No,
And if you can't laugh or find that something's a joke, or so you laugh at, and you said the perfect point of that thing. It's we want to get into it single digits, and you were like, oh, fucking matter if there's no digits at all.
I don't know.
As horrific as the situation is,
absolutely,
you've got to laugh over, and it makes it a little bit easier to
Of
deal
course
with.
it does.
Doesn't
Of course
heal
it
it,
does.
doesn't fix it, but it's easier to deal with.
Of course
the
it
laugh.
does.
And
Of course it does.
It should educate a lot of people with laughter.
Absolutely.
Pat Sullivan, a great comedian, always says that if you're not laughing, you're learning.
Yeah, and not only that, what laughter
good.
does, I personally think what laughter does, it frees up the spirit, right? And it's, you know, God, if we can put it in a bottle and sell it as medication, we would be, we'd be doing really, really well, you know. And, you know, like Marion and I have totally different funny bones, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
She's very funny as well.
She's
really
lovely,
witty.
Marion. She's lovely.
But when we're watching telly, right, and she will watch things like, oh God. And I go, are you serious? Now, she loves reality programs.
We do too,
right?
We love them,
And, you know, I think if we sit through another, fucking dine with me.
Right, them ones I don't like. I like the more dramatic ones. I like the Mormon housewives
come dine
and all
with me
that.
and four in the bed and all this. And I go,
lovely. So she's onto that.
But but that's the kind of TV she likes.
So what's your TV is?
My TV, I love comedy. Now, special comedy.
Right,
when I say special, I'm very choosy with
so
my comedy.
what would you go for? What's your go-to then for comedy?
For comedy now, I would go to Bishop.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think
Des Bishop,
Des Bishop.
Yeah, he's
I think
very
he's
good, isn't he?
absolutely
He's
brilliant.
Super clever.
Yeah.
Super clever with his material.
Oh, he is. And it's stories. It's like the way he kind of just tells a story. I would definitely.
He has a great way about it because of his accent as well.
Who would be your go-to as comedian?
Me, Bill Burr. I said it before. Bill Burr is one of my favourites.
Bill Burr.
Bill Burr is
I'll
one
have
of my
to look
favourites.
him up.
He's amazing. He's so many. He is off the charts. Very edgy. He's the stuff he says.
Really edgy.
He doesn't hold back.
Yeah.
So you like him?
He's got into loads of trouble.
Yes.
He's got in trouble so many times for stuff that he said. So I like that little edgy dark
Absolutely.
comedy.
My favourite would be Kevin Hart.
Kevin Hart's brilliant. Are you watching the new one? Funny AF?
No.
Watch it on Netflix. So it's Funny AF.
Really?
So Kevin Hart has gone to Netflix and he gives 10 comedians in Philadelphia, Los Angeles. They go up to do 5 minutes each.
Deadly.
And then he gets them through.
Good?
It's brilliant. It's very good. And they go on to the next set and they go on to the next set. And at the end of
definitely.
it, whoever wins it gets a Netflix special. Of the whole, so it's very good. Funny AF. I haven't watched a whole lot of it, but I love it.
I will.
It's
I
very
listen
good.
to it. So where do you find your material?
My material is day to day, isn't it? And it's just living old stories, a reminder of stuff that happens with me and the kids. I like reality stories. I like my own connection. So I can lay it out. People would say about my comedy, observational, but I'm very relatable.
Absolutely. Well, it is. If it is day to day, it is relatable.
In the same little, you know what I mean? Atmosphere that's going on. But that's what we do. I'm stories. My mother and father always go, what happens?
Right.
Something that happened earlier on. I'm all that. I'm all observation.
What about you, Eilish?
It's a hard. I don't think anybody can have an original idea, right? So me, for comedy, you know, if I hear something or see something very funny or see a character that really makes me, you know, an old one on a bus that really makes me laugh, right? I would use that.
You'd use that.
Yeah, well, that's
fit it in somewhere.
That's a good way. Like, David McSavage does the choirs. What's the young man, Mick the Bull, the barman that he plays. So he plays that off a barman, the owner of one of the pubs in town. Yeah. That he's met many times.
Oh, absolutely.
He's met this fella many times and go, that's you have one. I want to say, I may as well say, it's my next door neighbour. He's nuts. Yeah. And I'm dying to do it as a little character or something.
Oh,
but this fella is a stand-up and he's very nice, lovely. He comes out and cuts me grass and all, but he's just nuts the way he fucking says. The way he says things and the things that he says, he's fucking nuts, and I love him as a neighbour. He's a great guy, but I think he'd be a good character to do as a type of bloke that everyone could recognise. Do you know that type of? So that's exact same as the Mrs. Brown.
Of course it is.
And I, do you know what I mean? And Winnie.
So
everyone's relatable.
Everyone's relatable.
Do you know
Everyone is relatable.
Isn't that great about that programme? Regardless of what the background stories or even the joke, we can relate that. People coming in and out of the house and bouncing around.
And that's why it has such a following from 9 to 90.
Yes.
Because the age, and it's the only comedy that has that following. Other than pantomimes, but seriously, because great, Only Fools and Horses was an age.
That was my favourite. I still love that till this day.
Absolutely,
I could watch
adored
that,
it over and over and over again,
and over and over again.
That, you know, and Cheers is kind of an age thing as well. So there wasn't anything that appealed to that range. Yeah, of course. But kids, especially kids with special needs, adore Mrs. Brown.
Yeah. And speaking of Mrs. Brown, what is, if it's okay with Brendan to say, what is next with Mrs. Brown? Are we coming back? Are we doing Christmas specials?
Next
what are we doing?
Yeah, next with Mrs. Brown is going to be the Christmas specials. And I'm hoping that we do another mini-series. I think it really depends. I think the contract for the Christmas specials is up in December with the BBC. So who knows?
It's about
they may do it again,
that.
but we might get, we might do a mini-series.
And another quick one regarding Brendan, because Brendan is obviously a massive household name in Ireland. You know, what's his deal? Where is he? He's not in? He doesn't live over here anymore, does he?
No, he lives in Florida.
So does he have to come? Does he have to come all the way back then?
Oh yeah, he comes back now. He will fly back to Glasgow.
Right.
He might fly back to, because he has a house in Dublin, so he might fly back to Dublin.
If he does, will you ask him to go on the podcast?
Listen, if you can get him on a podcast,
again,
and I can't get him on a podcast,
well then there's
you got no.
But he comes back.
Listen, if I swear to God, if he could, he would.
I know. Sure, remember he done the shout out for Sister Sheds. We didn't even think he would do that. Wow. I was shocked. Yeah. I was like, and he dressed up as Miss Brown's boys as well.
Absolutely.
So himself and Winnie, Miss Brown and Winnie done a shout out for the Sister Sheds. They're amazing. But he comes back to Glasgow, then does the show, and then back home.
He'll do the show
because
and
it's
then
him and his wife,
home.
Isn't it?
He normally spends Christmas Day and Boxing Day or Stevens's Day in Dublin, and then he'll take off the day after and go back to Florida.
Very good. And just one of my last questions, Eilish. I know, because I've been to your home, I know you don't live in Finglas or anything anymore. Do you ever find that you go back there, or do you ever feel, is that your stomping ground?
Absolutely. I mean, I loved living in Finglas. I really did love living in Finglas.
Salt of the earth.
And it was the salt of the earth people. People had fuck all, but we wanted to share it with everybody.
Mad,
you know what I mean?
Do you find that's gone in community now? Do you feel that's...
It's changed.
Yeah.
You know, I still think you have that community spirit with the neighbours, that everybody lives so close together. I still think, you know, that is available. Where I'm now in North Strand, that is like old Finglas.
Oh, is it?
Oh, yeah.
Ah, that's great to hear.
Is there for everybody else, you know.
That's great.
So it's and without it being living in anybody's houses, but you know, because it's Coronation Street all over the back.
It looks like Coronation Street. To
Yeah,
be
it
fair,
does. It
does look
they
like
even
Coronation
have the
Street.
train station.
Yeah,
the train
it does.
line.
No, it looks identical to it.
Right, and so yeah, it is very much like that. And I did go back. I did. I don't know whether you saw it. What's it called now? The one he does where he gets a celebrity to go back in time to their house. What's it called?
Oh,
Ring in the Ears, not the Ring in
no,
the Ears
it's
one.
not Living with Lucy. She used to do one, something like that.
So you go back to where you were brought up.
Where you
is
were
it?
brought up, yeah,
you know,
something
you,
like
you
that.
I know
start,
the one, I can't remember the name.
started, you know,
Yeah.
where were you born, and
Yeah.
then you go to your next,
Yeah.
and then, you know, your journey
You're going
right through
through
to
from
where you are
childhood
today.
up, yeah.
And,
Would you still class yourself as a Finglas woman?
oh, yeah,
Yeah.
because, I mean, that's where we went
Salt
back
of
to
the earth,
Finglas,
yeah.
right? And we went, because the majority of my childhood was in
Finglas.
Finglas. So we went back to Finglas, and we went back to the house.
Yeah.
And, you know, there were changes, right? But it brought back so many different
Did you
memories.
just get into the house?
Yeah.
Was in the
Oh,
house?
inside
was
the
so-
house. They let
that's-
us in,
that's nuts.
yeah.
For the,
That's
for the
great.
TV programme, they went, right, come back in.
Oh yeah, for
yourself.
each place
who,
I lived.
Who was
we-
it? You and Brendan?
Oh, me.
Just
Just
yourself. For
Eilish.
you?
Oh,
Was
yeah.
it was just...
It was just me.
Brilliant.
Just me.
They brought
He
you
had
in.
he had done something the week before for
Right.
RTE. Don't know what it was, but he
Right.
had done something, and he also went back to the house. Don't know whether he went in, but he
Right.
certainly went back to the street.
okay.
So I went back to the house, and it was lovely. It was. It was just
Nostalgic.
and we were sitting down, you know, in the lounge, and he said, you know, does it bring back any memories? And I said, it sure does. And I said, you know, because the lounge hadn't changed.
I seen it. I watched it. Remember?
And except that there were double doors now into a very massive kitchen. So, and I said, yeah, I can see my mum. And I mean, I just burst into tears because
I watched
said
it, that's
there
what
was
I
there was a
remembered.
radiogram. That's what we called it in those days, a radiogram. And every Sunday morning after mass, I'd get a dancing lesson. Right, so she'd put on Ackerbilk or any of the big bands, and she'd show me how to foxtrot or tango.
That's
or whatever.
lovely.
Love it.
And it was just lovely, really, really
Very
lovely.
nostalgic.
And and you know, you got to remember there was kind of 12 of us living in that house, and that's a 3-bedroom.
Wow.
And we had come from a big house in Ballymun. And
So your original Ballymun, were you?
no, originally I was born in Stoneybatter.
Why?
And then my mother was elected into politics.
That's right. Oh, that's something I didn't touch on. She was the first female
TD for Labour
in
Party.
Ireland.
And then I knew Brendan
the
was
Labour
going
Party.
into, wasn't he, for a while? He was... Brendan was...
Talking about.
Yeah, wasn't he,
Yeah,
for a while?
yeah,
A little
yeah.
bit. But your mother was actually a politician.
Yeah.
Oh, she was.
an
Yeah.
elected
She-
TD.
An
wasn't
actual
she?
TD.
Wow, I didn't know.
She
I
was
don't know.
TD,
It rings a
Labour
bell, all
TD.
right.
Labour
Wow,
TD.
okay, that's nice.
And so she got elected, and obviously she was on a wage.
Yeah.
And before you know it, you know, she bought this house out in Ballymun, mortgaged obviously.
Right,
so,
yeah.
but it was lovely to have 3 big bedrooms, and you know,
Yeah.
but I think we lasted there about. How long did she last in politics? 4 years, and then obviously no money to pay the mortgage. So I think we were evicted
All right.
because I know we moved in the middle of the night.
Oh, right, yes. Say nothing to no one.
Right, say
Gone.
nothing to no one.
Yeah.
And I remember my mum was in hospital at the time. My dad came home and he threw a set of keys over to my older sister, and she burst into tears. So I didn't know the
God.
relevance of this,
Yeah.
but he'd got keys for a house
Yeah, Finglas.
from the corporation in Finglas. So we all moved into the house in Finglas then, right? And it was like 3 very small bedrooms.
Right.
Yeah, big difference.
One, literally a tiny
So
kitchen.
you went from rags to riches.
Oh yeah,
rags to riches again.
Yeah, there you go.
And then
Yeah.
back to riches,
And
thank
then back
God.
to riches, I hope.
That's
Yeah.
brilliant. Yeah, well,
And just speaking
keeps
on
you grounded.
that, yeah,
Keeps you grounded.
keeps you level-headed
Oh,
and it keeps you
absolutely.
humble
Goes to show you
because it
don't know.
reminds you can have everything one minute and nothing the next.
Yeah.
Oh,
And back up
absolutely.
again, life
It's
can
all,
change in
never
a day.
take it for granted.
Yeah. And just my last question on the family thing anyway.
Yeah.
Do you know the kids, obviously yourself, Brendan, and then the nephews and
Yes.
Brendan's wife, you're all in Miss Brown's Boys.
Yeah.
Does any of your other brothers and sisters want to partake in Miss Brown's Boys? Did they ever ask why not me?
Give me that again.
So you know yourself, Brendan,
Yeah.
brother and sister, and then the nieces and nephews
Yes.
belonging to you as
Yes,
obviously being
absolutely.
Brendan. Is there any other family members that are that kind of sex right?
No.
If Sherin was in the family,
Oh, she knows.
she'd
I've
be
already
like,
asked.
she'd be like,
Hang on,
related.
I've already asked.
I
Can
know
I go
you
on Miss
have.
Brown's Boy Show?
No, they haven't. And I mean, you know,
Shelsh
I've,
Fine
I've,
Slush,
one,
you will.
I've 4 brothers still living. I had 5, but I've 4 brothers still living. And they all have a great sense of humour, right? And they all absolutely kind of are so proud of his success. Really proud of
So
his success.
they don't want to partake
They've
in
already
this.
been doing stuff, I'd imagine. They're not,
Yeah.
they're not
and
actors
they
or
all have their
comedians, so
own
they've
lives. I
already
mean,
done things, I'd imagine.
see, Brendan wasn't successful until his 40s as well.
Yeah, I remember him at Christmas on my TV
That's
at home.
great. That's a good. That's not what I went to was his 40s.
No,
I'm
it is.
47. They're still out for me.
Yeah.
I
Still,
don't know.
there is. Don't we
And I
think?
mean, and that was out. That was out of necessity
Yeah.
because, you know, he had borrowed money where he shouldn't have borrowed money,
Really?
and so I won't say any more but that. And of course,
More
they
exclusives.
came
Right.
knocking on the door, and he was living in Ashburn at the time, and so he had to literally be very creative, and he had a pub was running a pub in Finglas.
Yeah.
And called I know it wasn't a very nice place. You didn't want to go to it, but anyway.
The
So
Flying Bar Stool or something. It's
so he was running that, and obviously that went into debt and so on and so forth. So he really was in a bad way. So he said to me, "The only thing I have," he said, "I'll have to go out on the road and
do comedy.
do comedy."
And how admirable is that? I mean,
Oh,
because comedy,
fantastic.
I'm
So
not a
he-
comedian,
No,
but I can understand it must be a difficult
he
deal
went
to
very
try and.
difficult because he was still keeping his day job as a waiter, right? And he was going out every day and at night time doing gigs, mainly in pubs, you know. So, and he started, and he became so popular in Dublin that they kept bringing it to the Late Late Show to Gay Byrne.
Yeah.
And Gay's gone, no, I don't want to. I believe he's, you know, he's filthy and he's this, that and the other. And so...
He was, though. Was
he
Brendan
was. He
Brendan
was
brilliant.
disgusting.
I'm going to give
He
you
was-
one memory
I mean,
in a minute.
He'd start his show off by saying, "I'm rude, crude,
I love that. It
and
was
lewd.
brilliant. Yeah.
And if you don't like that, fuck off now."
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
they were his opening lines. So
Yeah.
I'm thinking. So anyway, yes, and he was. It just makes me die. He was. So he went out and he started doing gigs, right, and to bring in extra money, and then eventually, he was told that he invited to the Late Late Show. So he said, and I spoke to him the night before. I was living in England at the time, the night before he was going on. And I said, you're nervous. He said, "I'm fucking terrified." He said, "Because I've been warned. One feck out of me,
swear.
never mind fuck. One feck out of me, and I'll never work anywhere in Ireland again."
Right.
So on he goes to the show with his ponytail and those
That's
days,
right, yeah.
And Gay Byrne. And the producer had said to him when he came out to go in, he said, "Now, I'm watching you. One word. One fuck. One feck. You're gone. You're out of here." Yeah, okay. Now, that was part of Brendan's vocabulary.
Yeah.
So out he goes, and he's so popular, and Gay Byrne loves him so much, right, that he was only supposed to be on for 15 minutes. 45 minutes later,
The whole show, yeah.
the phone is going mad in RTE. Who is this fella? Never seen him before. It's fantastic. And he'd be saying, you'd be asked a question and he'd go off, you know, nah.
Yeah.
He just got so comfortable then.
Yeah.
And it was
The
a
best bit
very
he said,
funny.
when he was like, "You can prick your finger, but you can't finger your
Yes,
prick."
exactly.
And stuff like that, but he's not saying feck.
Yeah.
No, he's not.
But
It's
speaking-
just,
Yeah.
And it's like, hang on, did it something wrong there?
I remember he
You're
was...
so edgy for that, like.
Yeah,
Very edgy.
I
right?
remember in my house, my own mum watching him in around Christmas a lot, I kind of remember. And I always remember, for some reason, the joke probably going to YouTube now when I leave to remember. But where he called Cynthia, yeah, dinner's ready, you know, all that Jacinta.
Oh,
and
Jacinta.
it's the way he used to say. I remember being a kid and coming in, me mum and all, it'd be in stitches laughing. Just comical, yeah. He was always brilliant.
I mean, to me, he's a comic genius.
Yeah, he is brilliant.
He never will be
my favourite joke of his, one favourite joke, when I think, and it still goes on, it was something in the paper.
Yeah.
Born with no fanny, couldn't give a fuck.
Yeah, okay, that's genius.
It's genius. Born with no fanny, couldn't give a fuck.
I know we're going to wrap up soon because I know we're an hour and a half in, I think, but Eilish, is there, what's next? Because I know you have a couple of things coming up. Let's shout them out.
Well, at the moment I'm involved in a group called The Circle, and it's a wannabe kind of, some of them are writers actually, and known writers, but it's anyone who's interested in theatre or writing or performing, right? This group is set up, and I'm part of that at the moment.
Yeah,
and it's great fun.
Go.
I want to be in there. I don't do much mooching, but I want to be in this writing group.
Honestly,
is Pat Sullivan running there?
Pat Sullivan is
I'm gonna text her. She's friends of mine. I'm gonna get in.
And so do give her a ring.
I will. I give her a ring.
Yeah. So part of that, and then I'm going to Lourdes in June.
Nice.
Now I'm not religious. I'm spiritual, but I'm not religious, right? And the reason I'm going is because Pat Sullivan. She's her.
Right.
Sullivan in her.
Right.
Yeah.
Love
You
Pat.
know, she'll drop a little gem in. Oh yeah, and you go, no, Pat, I wouldn't, because I'm not religious, okay?
And then she'll push it.
And she says to Marion, would you go? Marion goes, I'd rather eat my own liver. No, right? So anyway, that was the year before last, and last year couldn't go. This year, and I said, you know something, for the crack. Yeah. And we're actually rehearsing at the moment.
Oh, right.
To do, she does a little show every year.
She's
in
deadly.
Lourdes,
I love Pat.
right? Oh, really? Now this is very edgy, and this is very funny, and it's all funny. It's all comedy stuff, right? Yeah. So I'm involved in that. So yeah,
I love it.
That's happening.
So we waiting on a show to come out between yourself and Pat Sullivan, because if you add that front row seats for me.
Pat has her finger in so many.
Yeah, she does. She's amazing.
She never stops.
Big shout out to Pat Sullivan, because I love you, Pat, and I haven't seen you in a long time, and I'm going to give you a shout during the week. You've probably seen me before. You probably hear from me before. Yeah, this goes out.
She's amazing.
Just saying.
I've taken up all your time.
No, you've been amazing guest. We could talk for ages. I feel like we'll only touch on the surface.
Yeah, there's so much more.
Yeah. Sometimes when you get into one of the subjects, and we're going on one subject, and I'm talking about two big subjects, obviously, with Mrs. Brown's play, your own play, and then the big, horrible, dirty bastard cancer. Yeah. That you keep this shit out, by the way.
I know.
But then there's when you go back into Finglas, you could listen forever about that and them little stories.
And then Brendan's life.
I could have listened forever. But we'll definitely going to have it, and I do say this with few guests, but I definitely want to be getting you back on. Yeah. Let's get you back on. Do your thing, your little writing group, whatever it is. I don't mean your little writing group.
I'd love to
do that
as well.
Come back and we'll have another night and go further in.
Absolutely.
So thanks very much.
Not at all.
Eilish O'Carroll, Winnie McGee.
You're the best.
Yes, McGee.
Did you ever remember Mr. McGee?
Yeah, I loved him. He was brilliant.
I heard
around with the eyes closed.
And then he used to do
he never fell. He just kept walking. And then the plank would swing around and he'd walk on that. Line to the back. Did we call everyone? There was what was a guy, just real quick before, there was a fella I woke with out on he was an artist out on Netflix, and he was really, really posh, Vinny guy. This guy, his name was Vinny. He was a very posh guy. He was an artist. He used to do all the drawing. And he'd say, if anyone's looking for me, just tell him I'm going for a poo. Yeah. Right, and I'd be like, the thoughts of someone saying poo over the age of 6, you know what I mean? Or whatever. I'd be like, you can't say that. So straight away, I just call him Vinny the Poo. That was his name then for the... I just call him Vinny the Poo.
Yeah,
but I had to because he's a great guy. But Mr. McGee as well was great. So Eilish O'Carroll.
Yes.
Thank you very much. We'll get back on. Let's give it up there for Sherin, the co-host. Just host.
Host now, she's a host.
And then Carl is our editor, producer, and I'm the other co-host.
Then we have Joe Irish.
Co-host, and one more time. Thank you. Good morning, friends.